While the Labour conference has been dominated by discussion about whether to give the British people a final say over the outcome of the Brexit negotiations, at next week's Conservative equivalent the issue features in only one fringe meeting, which, despite having 3 former ministers as speakers, has been excluded from the official conference handbook and website in an attempt to prevent delegates from hearing the arguments. This is bizarre. While only 10 to 15% of the electorate back the government's Chequers plan, 50% or more want a people's vote on our final Brexit destination. Why is the party of free speech closing down debate on the biggest issue of the day? Is it afraid that the arguments may be too compelling to ignore? What is the Tory case for a final say referendum? It rests mainly on the concept of informed consent, the idea that people should know what they are getting into before they commit to any major decision. It's a normal part of life outside Westminster. Buying a house? You get to do a survey before you commit. Buying a car? You can test drive it first. Having an operation? You need to understand the implications and sign a form to that effect before a doctor will go ahead. Purchasing insurance? You have a 2-week cooling off period to read the small print, after which you can change your mind. Acquiring a business? You can do what is called due diligence to make sure the seller's promises were accurate. If they weren't, you can back out, or alternatively change the terms of the deal. But Brexit. Tough luck, mate. Lump it or like it, or so we are told. Created with sketch. Brexit resignation, July 16, 2018 Scott Mann MP Brexit resignation, July 15, 2018 Robert Quartz MP Brexit resignation, July 10, 2018 Ben Bradley MP Brexit resignation, July 10, 2018 Maria Caulfield MP Conservative Party's Vice Chair for Women, July 10, 2018 Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Conservative MP for Bolton West Chris Green MP Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Conor Burns MP next to Boris Johnson Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Steve Baker, ex-minister at the Department for Exiting the European Union Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Boris Johnson MP former British Foreign Secretary Brexit resignation, July 8, 2018 MP David Davis ex-Secretary of State for Exiting the European Union Brexit resignation, July 16, 2018 Scott Mann MP Brexit resignation, July 15, 2018 Robert Quartz MP Brexit resignation, July 10, 2018 Ben Bradley MP Brexit resignation, July 10, 2018 Maria Caulfield MP Conservative Party's Vice Chair for Women, July 10, 2018 Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Conservative MP for Bolton West Chris Green MP Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Conor Burns MP next to Boris Johnson Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Steve Baker, ex-minister at the Department for Exiting the European Union Brexit resignation, July 9, 2018 Boris Johnson MP former British Foreign Secretary Brexit resignation, July 8, 2018 MP David Davis ex-Secretary of State for Exiting the European Union. For Tory backers of a people's vote, that's just not good enough. It doesn't fly because the Brexit we're likely to get isn't at all the Brexit we were promised. We were told that we'd have friction-free access to EU markets after we leave, that the negotiations would be easy because the EU needs us more than we need them, that immigration would fall, that we'd be £350 million a week better off, and that the NHS would be saved, that the economy would boom. Nothing has worked out. Growth has slipped from the top to the bottom of the major economies, inward investment has dried up, companies like Panasonic and Unilever are leaving. The NHS, where 10% of doctors and nurses were from the EU in 2016, is facing staff shortages. Immigration from the EU is falling, but from Asia and Africa is rising. The £350 million was a myth. Above all, the deal is far from easy. It has proven nightmarish, with the UK constantly on the back foot in the talks and the EU ruling out, as it has said from the start, an approach where we can have the bits of the single market we want without the rest. The Prime Minister is dancing on the head of a pin, telling the EU that we are fully prepared for a no-deal Brexit, which we aren't, while simultaneously telling the British public correctly that it would be an unmitigated disaster. Dominic Raab says Canada-style Brexit trade deal is off the table. We are now, most probably, facing a choice between hard Brexit, a Canada option where we are treated by the EU as any other third country, and a harder Brexit, no deal. Either one of these would disrupt supply chains, leave us subject to EU regulations if we want to trade there without any say in making them, and would deprive us of our place at our own continent's top table. Parliament meanwhile watches passively as the mess unfolds, despite the fact that a significant majority of MPs either want to remain in the EU or would accept a soft Brexit where we stay in the single market and customs union. This is because the current party system isn't able to cope with an issue which cuts so strongly across party lines. Parliament is heading for deadlock on the most important issue we've faced for a generation. We need a solution. We'll soon know what Brexit will look like. The British people will be in a position to give informed consent to it, or to withhold such consent. They have that right. For Leavers, whose narrow victory in 2016 has been marred by allegations of dishonesty and overspending, it can provide a final validation, something they will never again have a chance to secure as overwhelmingly pro-Remain younger voters join the electoral roll. For Remainers, it offers a chance to show the electorate what the reality of Brexit means, and to offer, this time around, a more positive case for EU membership. And for all of us, it can put a stop to the endless Brexit discussions which have come to dominate our lives, because the final say would be, at long last, be final. Simon Allison is the chairman of Conservatives for a People's Vote. The Independent has launched its Sign Our Petition Here